Ready for the ride? Vroom vroom. This is Boom Radio.
Yes, the voice that you heard is the chief security expert when it comes to the protection of underground and submersible and submerged cables. His name is Tokumbo Ojakunle, and you heard it.
So who damaged the cables?
He said
under the water.
My name is Shola Rogers.
It's alright.
I am just an observer. I just observe. And of course,
I'm Owolabi, you know, the one and only. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It is the Boom Bar for people that join us for the very first time. And for our regulars on the website and also on YouTube, I bid you a warm welcome to those watching and listening to us. We're very sorry about yesterday. For people that do not know, or for people that are not in Nigeria or in Africa, the internet was horrible, really horrible yesterday. So we couldn't bring the Boom Bar to you. But we're here today. We're back like we never left. And we're here to give you plenty gist. There's gist too. There's plenty gist today. But it's Friday, so first things first, it is New Music Friday. There's a lot of music that we're going to be reviewing. Also, President Tinubu, as always, is in the news, but you know, President Tinubu and his doings. We're going to be talking about President Tinubu and his doings. Also, the wicked have done their worst. The wicked have done their worst.
what a sad situation.
What a very sad situation.
What a life to be cut short.
Oh God, cut short in this prime.
Who wrote the
So
script?
sad.
Just at the peak.
At the peak of
whose
his
script?
career, at the zenith.
Whose script are you following?
No,
Okay.
my
fine.
script.
Your script.
At the peak, at the zenith, and I'm looking for another word. There's another word I'm looking for.
Zmoof.
What?
Zmoof.
What is he drinking?
I don't know. It says it's not finished.
Anyways, our name is Owolabi Balogun, and this is the Boom Bar.
So anyway, if you are wondering what we're talking about, just sit back and relax. We definitely will be talking about that.
We'll take
a lot.
a slight dive, not a deep dive, just a slight dive.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about first things first, music. Ezra, please, could you help me go through a bit of the music? I need to do something.
So I don't have a list, but I listened to a couple of new songs that came out.
To do something.
New Music Friday, like they say, but of course we had a few songs come out a few days ago. Top on that list is Kiss Daniel with two songs that you've not heard before if you've listened to all his other songs. There's Showa and Suna. And you know, the promo for one of those songs had him shoot a short video with his wife. We'd never seen her before. I had never seen her before. And he's been a private person, you know, he really doesn't bring his family out. And just the moment he decides to bring his family out, boom, all sorts of stories are out there. But today we talk about the music, not...
Interestingly, you know, someone had told me about this last night, about how there's this supposed story out, and I'm like, everyone knows that if everybody's like me, this gossip, what's it called, would probably not sell. Why? Because it don't, how is it your business?
Okay. All right,
but anyway, like
so,
I said,
but I left
People
that tab
never
open for you,
mind.
though.
People
So
never
I know,
mind
I
their
need
business
to
about
change
issues.
headlines, no.
You remember the billionaire lady, woman, yeah, that recently popped up. They said she and her husband separated after long years. Okay, it's fine. The story was
even
there,
if
fine.
it's true, how is it your
Now,
business?
all
How
of a
does it
sudden,
happen?
it became the talking point.
Yeah, I agree.
And the different things you never knew about these people just came out all of a sudden. Somebody next door talked about them.
So that's how
wow.
that's how human beings are wired. That's how a lot of people are wired. We are here talking about other people's business anyway. The only difference is that we're paid to do this. It's our job and our passion. And we at the bar, we always focus more on the positive, and we prefer solutions. Not like you doing your cho and your wato. So talking about this, now moving on from that. Also, Zeri DL is younger brother of Charlie Poppy. He also dropped a song called Popo. He already dropped a video, also elaborate video.
I've not seen that one actually.
Yeah, elaborate video had him, recreate some kind of prison setting and everything.
Wow.
It looked like a movie. I'm like, this Nigerian boys,
they're
going places,
Nice.
Yeah, they definitely are. Bella Shmurda.
Yeah, and another one is Odumodu Black and Tiwa Savage. The song is titled 100 Million. And I'll bring you some kind of line where Tiwa kept on saying that 100 million is an insult. Please, insult me with that 100 million.
Interestingly,
just make sure you insult me twice.
I think that song it's not your usual Tiwa, but I love the way Tiwa evolves. No, I don't call it evolve. The way she adapts to different people's music. I remember when she had a song with Ashake, and it was a different vibe from your usual Tiwa, but it's just adapted, and the song was boom. This one also is not your typical Tiwa. It was a lot of your usual Odumodu Black, and she fit in, and she fit right into it. It was beautiful. I think it's such a beautiful mix and match for both of them. Also, KC has Oja Piano remix with One Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, listening to that one, Oja Piano is the song that a blend of Igbo music, the Oja music, and the South African popular Ama piano. And of course, I heard that it's made some South Africans angry, but I think Casey just took it a notch higher, collaborating with one of my favorite bands of all time, One Republic. Like, nobody saw that one coming. We always like to talk about the ones that we didn't see coming, because nobody saw a collaboration between One Republic and KC coming.
KC, yes.
And it's a
it's a beautiful mix.
Good
very very good mix. Actually, I will not even talking about people mixing and matching and making it really nice. Is I don't know if you checked. Justin Timberlake has a song featuring Fireboy DML.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful match.
Yeah, the song is titled Liar, and nobody would have seen this coming. We kept on pinning and pushing and hoping that Nigerian music will make it to the global stage. But now you're now seeing that not just are they making it to the global stage, they are holding it down. Like, I didn't see a Timberlake Fireboy collaboration.
And even before, it used to be Nigerian artists. Sorry for cutting you. Like, Nigerian artists trying to feature these people. So now it's these people featuring Nigerian artists.
So listening to this song, you now go like, wait a minute, where's Fireboy? Where's Timberlake? Like, it's a head-to-head thing. It's not like... And the same Fireboy had already done a collaboration with Madonna.
Yeah.
Same Fireboy has done a collaboration with Ed Sheeran. Is Ed Sheeran, right?
Yes, Ed Sheeran. Oh, yeah. Peru. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huge song.
So when you look at Fireboy, you don't know that he's arguably the biggest artist out of Nigeria, because he's holding it down with the biggest
of artists
out there.
Yeah.
So Fireboy came through on that song, and it was guns blazing, like without trying to outdo each other. It's a beautiful blend. It's an amazing song. The title is called Liar, and it looks like Timberlake actually has an album.
Yeah, he has an album.
Some other songs out there.
Okay. None from my generation, because
no.
That's a question, right? That's a question. None, right?
None at the moment.
This is very unfair.
No.
Very, very
Should
unfair.
I was listening to one you were playing in the studio a few hours ago.
Okay, so the song that Tokumbo is referring to is an album that we didn't see coming also. Uncle Q's, Uncle Q's, the OG. His name is Ike Chukwu.
That's a beautiful one. Really beautiful. So
there's a song called Breeze.
Yeah.
And the song called Breeze is Ikechukwu putting rap aside and doing some mad flipping and all. Like it's a raga dancehall kind of song. Then there's a refix, and the refix is the one that I also play for Tokumbo, featuring Fowls, the bad guy, and Vector the Viper.
Oh,
You know,
I've not seen that EP. I know
Breeze.
You should listen.
It's not an EP, it's an entire album.
but I thought you said it was an EP.
Yeah, that's what they wrote there, EP. Then we open and there are like 14 tracks.
Different songs there.
You know, then there's another one featuring Praise. You know, Praise Adejo, you know, is an amazing singer. He always knows how to feed off rappers and all of that, and it comes out great. He also has that one, it's called Phenomenal. Please go check out Ikechukwu Kills, the album Uncle Kills. It's beautiful.
So we'll see where all that is going. Also, Phils has Go Low.
Yeah, Go Low, up tempo, nice song. Can pass as EDM, borderline, slash of Armand piano, good song, feel good song. If you want to go exercising or you want to go for a quick walk, brisk walk, put Go Low on repeat.
Repeat, yes. Like I had mentioned earlier, Bella Shmoda also released Lona. So he did that very, very, very interesting song. Still, obviously, so caught up with the loss of his friend. Oh my God, why am I forgetting his name? Mobad. Yeah, sorry, it just skipped my mind. But anyway, we'll see where all this is going to. There are actually a lot of songs that people could actually check out. But you would also get to listen to all the songs on Boom Radio NG from today at 5 p.m. West African time, tomorrow, and Sunday at 5 p.m. West African time as well. So please do enjoy. Now, we're moving quickly from that. And I think we should do a bit of sports. Now, today is the Champions League and Europa League draws. Something that a lot of people, a lot of football fans around the world were waiting for. You know, the Champions League, you definitely wanted to see what's going on exactly, you know, whatever it is that was dropped. So yes, so we're moving right into it. First things first, the Champions League draw. Interesting lineup. Arsenal is going head to head with Bayern Munich. So what do you think?
I think all the stars are aligning in Arsenal's favor. I think that everything is looking good for Arsenal now. If it was this time last year, I wouldn't have opened with those lines, because this time last year, Bayern Munich and Arsenal would have been something that would have scared me and say, I'm afraid for Arsenal. But you see, the way Bayern is at the moment, the way they've been playing, although on the continent, they seem to be better than they are locally in their Bundesliga. But Arsenal all round played a lot of tough games. They had to, they were probably put through the ringer in their last game, and they came out tops. Yeah. Now getting the fixture against some kind of shaky, breaky Bayern Munich, I see Arsenal going through. I'm making bold to say it. It's actually looking good for the Arsenal.
That's risky.
Usually at this time of year is when Arsenal starts to dip in form.
Yeah.
And for the first time since the time of Arsene Wenger, you're seeing Arsenal actually rise. They're on the ascendancy. So this fixture looks good to me. And it looks like it's going to be in Arsenal's favor. My opinion.
Yeah, you sound so encouraging. Because Arsenal, that's going to be a very tough encounter, right? But let's wait and see how it goes. But I wouldn't shy away from the fact that they are on the ascendancy. They're doing so well, and surprisingly so. I don't know why I always say that, because Arsenal is my team, guys, your team. But I never put a bet on Arsenal sometimes when it gets to the close matches.
I think I get what you're saying.
The last outing now they had, the penalty shootout they had with these guys, the Porto, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was nerve breaking for me.
Yeah, yes, but you also know that, as much as you might also, Porto is not that easy of a team. We can't underplay Porto. Porto is not a bad team at all. They actually do. They're not just.
They're tough.
Yes.
Really tough.
So yeah, I think that they were
Absolutely
definitely a formidable team.
Very.
So you can't just overlook it and say that. So yes, for you to get past Porto, it's a lot. I think personally it's a lot. On this one, I do not know, but the truth is that maybe the odds are tilting towards Arsenal for me, not because of anything. Like SR had said, Bayern is not looking like they're in very top form now. Funny thing is, Arsenal is. So we'll see how that goes. The next draws is Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund.
You're talking about the coaches of this team, especially not even the team now. The
Okay.
coaches are familiar foes, and they're legends in their own right. And now they are meeting as coaches. It's going to be interesting. And Dortmund is not a pushover, And now they have the return of one of their best players, Jadon Sancho. He went on a wilderness to Man United, and back at Dortmund, he's coming into his own. Now, Atletico, Antoine Griezmann, same guy. He went on another sojourn. He's back where he should be, and it's working for him. So you have the maverick coach of this team called Atletico, and you saw the way they qualified for this stage. This one might actually be the biggest game, the biggest matchup of this quarterfinal. Yes, I know everybody's going to be looking at the potential winners, Man City or whatever. But you see, these two teams are going to give you good football.
Oh, they're going to give you. For me, I think I would tilt this towards Atletico Madrid. From the beginning of the Champions League this season's Champions League, they've gone into it with all their games more confident. Borussia Dortmund, in fact, the round of 16, the very first, the first leg of the game, it looked very shaky for them. They had to come back to prove themselves the next time. So yes, for me, I will tilt it a little bit towards Atletico Madrid. But it's football, anything is possible.
Anything can happen.
One that everybody is talking about, Real Madrid and Manchester City. This, we can categorically say it could officially be a final, a Champions League final. But it's official, at least we know that one of them are not going to be the finals.
The thing about it is that on paper, these are the two biggest teams that are left in the Champions League. And majorly based on pedigree and recent form. You don't have to agree with me. My belief, my opinion, and your truth. So
They got to the finals. They were the two that played last season's final.
So take it like that. All right. Now, the good thing for Man City is that, the pieces are falling into place now. Their players are back. Erling Haaland is one of the highest goal scorers in the Champions League this season again.
Beautiful guy.
And he's there, still firing on all cylinders.
Beautiful.
And for Real Madrid, their players are also finding space in their games. They are getting the crucial goals. Look at them locally. They're doing very well in Spain, back at home. So this is actually the final before the final.
Yeah.
Sadly, you would want to see this as a final matchup or in the semi-finals. But it's happening at this stage. And for beef's sake, nobody wants Man City to win the Champions League back to back.
Why would you say beef steak?
It's beef.
You will not hear the end of it. It's Man
beef.
City and it's Pep Guardiola. I don't think it's about Man City. I think it's about Pep Guardiola. He's just a proud.
So for beef's sake, like,
Shove himself,
wait till himself. Not only them, they,
For
which
me-
is what always happens to every team that is playing well. There will be too many people, even fans of English football teams, who will be supporting Real Madrid to win this matchup.
funny thing is that I don't even have a favorite. My own is that one of these people are not going to be the finals.
But one must.
One of them are not going to be in the finals.
Auntie,
Because
bad-
this
a
could
bad
just
one.
be, if this was basically fixtures for last year's Champions League final. So, yeah. Another very interesting one is PSG and Barcelona.
Ooh.
Now, not just the fact that their jerseys, have same kind of colors, kind of. Not just because they recently had on their books Lionel Messi playing for Barcelona and again playing for PSG. He's left both of them behind now.
Yeah.
Not just because the best player in PSG is on his way to wreck Barcelona next season because he's most likely going to be playing for Real Madrid. Not just because of this history between them, but the fact that PSG is one of the richest teams in the world, and they keep flattering to deceive. They keep, just dancing around in circles.
Yeah.
And this might actually be a good time.
To show that they're better, that
Yeah,
they're a team to reckon with, yeah.
For Barcelona, without Lionel Messi,
They really
look
dipped.
like a colorless team.
Yeah, they really dipped.
Fairness to all the players that are left there and the new ones that came through, but they just look colorless. So maybe this is how they get color back, playing a top team like PSG, and also knowing that there's going to be some kind of rivalry with the incoming Kylian Mbappe. Then, the coach of Barcelona is on his way out. Is actually nobody saw them get into this stage. Everybody thought Napoli was going to do one over them.
Yes,
And this shows that you write them off at your own peril. Now, having said all of that, having put all of that in perspective, Barcelona have some amazing young talent coming through. They are players that you are afraid of already because you don't know the potential that they wield. You don't know what they're going to come up with.
They knew.
So a coach that has nothing to lose is a dangerous person to play. The coach of Barcelona is out already. He's leaving. No matter what happens, even if he wins the Champions League, he's leaving. So this kind of guy you don't want to play. So this is another game that would be reminiscent of the Dortmund Madrid game. And this is going to be interesting. Also looking at how, Spain has their three best teams at this stage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, definitely interesting. So we will see where all this is going. Also, quickly, let's do a bit of draws of the Europa League draws are also out. That's such a very interesting one as well, as Milan will be playing Roma.
Yeah, it's an Italian derby, and when this happens, you know that Italy will be happy that at least one of their teams is guaranteed a spot in the next stage. Yeah, that's
so
it.
we say, okay, Liverpool and Atalanta.
Now, Liverpool, similar to the scenario that I painted with the outgoing coach of Barcelona, Liverpool also have an outgoing coach.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like since he said he was leaving, they can't lose anymore. The players seem like they made up their mind that they want their coach to go out with a bang. And look at what they did at the last qualifiers and last stage. It's a good time for them to be Liverpool, but it's a bad time for Atalanta to come against them. I think Liverpool will scale through.
Yes, I think so too. One very interesting one is Bayer Leverkusen for a team that has not lost any game this season against West Ham.
Yeah, I think they are now 37-0
Yep.
in the season. It's still not the world record, but they are very close to.
37.
Yeah, they haven't lost in all competitions. They just keep.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about the fact that they have not
They
lost.
have not lost.
Nobody saw this Frimpong and all these other boys becoming this great. But everybody's putting it down to this Liverpool legend, who is now the coach.
Again, the coach.
And the way it's going, his name is already being dropped. Oh, he's going to take over at Barcelona. No, he's going to take over at Liverpool. He's going to be this, it's going to be that. But Bayer Leverkusen, nobody, no soothsayer, no
saw
pastor,
this coming.
no Indaboski Baose, no whatever.
No, and I'm not sure anybody gave Javier.
Nobody thought that this guy
Oracle.
He was.
will be
They were-
punching at
Oh,
this
they're
height.
punching. They're doing really good. for
They're
themselves.
about to win the Bundesliga. I know they say have about 8 games or
Yes,
so.
but I think they're already leading with 11 points. So it's going to be difficult for Bayern to keep up.
They want to win the Bundesliga with some games to spare.
Yeah.
You know, and they are here in Europa showing that no matter what happens, they're definitely playing Champions League next season.
So we'll see where all that is going. I don't see West Ham beating this team. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
It can happen.
It's football.
It can if it's football, but I
Yeah,
just
but
don't see
maybe
it.
she needs to clean
This
her glasses
one-
because her
this
glasses
one
is showing her what
can't-
she's saying.
Can't happen.
Okay.
So you want to put your money talking about?
I just lost a bet recently. I don't do that.
Finally, Benfica and Marseille.
Yeah. Olympic Marseille, you know, French team. We have Nigeria. When I say we, I mean Nigeria. We have this affinity for them, saying that a couple of our players have played there, and we always have a Nigerian on their books one way or the other. The only thing that's making me talk about this game is that, but also for Benfica, we also had 1 or 2 Nigerians who had also played with them. But I don't care what happens in this game. I honestly don't see what both teams will do better than the other teams that we've mentioned. You get, you know, the Bayer Leverkusens and the Liverpools, because those are the teams that I am, you know, putting the cup on already. You know, isn't it crazy? At quarterfinal stage, I'm already talking like, these are the things. Yeah, I am. So, yeah, it was just, I hope it doesn't turn out to be a ball fest. I hope so. Don't take my word for it. But whatever happens, I just want to see Liverpool, you know, and Bayern.
Like
Leverkusen.
Bayern, yeah, at finals. That would be sweet. Any which way, we're moving on from that quickly. And then we're talking a little bit about, like I said before, President Tinubu's doings.
Okay.
First things first. Interestingly, the president had approved the relocation of NACA office from the office of the secretary to the government of the federation to the health ministry. So, if we cast our mind back to the Orosai report, it's supposed to be an agency under the Ministry of Health. Apparently, it was just attached to the office, to the presidency, basically. So now it is official. The president has approved it, and there's a new DG for that agency. Now, also the president also tipped for the Federal Capital Territory or Abuja as the headquarters of the Africa Center for Disease Control.
Yeah, you know, Africa needs to have that control and needs to have that organization up and running, especially looking at what happened during the COVID-19 and how Nigeria's version of it was more or less our saving grace. And the man who Nigeria had tapped, a Nigerian who was, I think he was in South Africa when Buhari brought him back home, set up the agency. The following year, wahala. It was almost like they were preparing for it, and it did happen. You know, so if we have this level of organization at the African level, it will be good for Africa. And Nigeria being, you know, one of the top countries on the continent, is stepping up to say, you know what, we're going to make it happen. I think it was a decision that was taken a while ago, but he has now put, you know, pen to paper to say, okay, let's do it.
Yes, so we'll see where that goes. But still talking about President Tinubu, one thing that everybody has been talking about is it's interesting. First things first, I want to talk about a few things that we talked about. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. Sorry. One was the gist about the student loan.
Loans, right?
So apparently, the federal government returned the act or the law. It's not a law actually. It's the law back to the House of Assembly, the National House of Assembly, and they were to repeal the old act and rearrange and whatever it is. And according to right now, this new bill has now passed the second reading in the House of Representatives and the Senate. There's a bit of back and forth on it. Part of the things that they're changing is the requirements needed. I think that there's also talks of adding welfare to it, things that we had talked about. There's also how if your parents' money status or something has to do with how you get a loan or something. I think those things have also been removed. Yes, those things have, even the conditions to get the loans, there were really a lot. So I think a lot of those things have also been reduced.
Well, it's looking better, right?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, basically what they've done, is to remove some of the things that seemed a little bit steep or draconian, depending on the place that you're standing on. The financial status of your parents should not have anything to do with you getting a loan, but it was part of it, and they removed it. Your parents earning 40,000 or below was there. It was a clause there. Another clause that was removed is the fact that you need to get 2 civil servants and a lawyer that is 10 years post-call. How many civil servants do we have in Nigeria, and you want someone to get a loan? More or less, Google tell us to go and bring the king of our village and all the chiefs and all of that.
Or end of story, you don't really want to give the loan.
Yes, now, Yeah, I remember listening to a radio station many years ago, and the guy said he was doing a giveaway. Oh, it was a giveaway on a Saturday afternoon. And by the time the guy set all the parameters in place, the first caller said, "Why don't you just say you don't want to give anybody anything? Why are you so wicked?" And the person dropped the phone. I'm sure the person was like trying to call to just leave that there. And that's what this student loan would have looked like to a lot of people. Again, they're also expanding the field to include colleges of education and technical schools and all of that. Again, they're saying that they also want Nigerians to skill up, especially when it comes to all these artisans and all of that. So, fine. Commendations to people when they do well. But my issue, and I'm going to reiterate it, is nobody set a timeline. You did.
You did, yes.
You set the timeline, you set the deadline. Those 2 lines that you set, don't use it to go and hang yourself. Because shifting the goalpost starts to bring all sorts of doubts in. And you're talking about hope, renewed hope. How hopeful will people be when you are shifting the goalpost?
But I conclude by saying that they listened in and they've gone back to do the work.
It almost looked like virtually everything that we were talking about on this show.
Yeah, exactly. Like he had said, the major issue that I also had was that I think that it's a good thing to go back to the drawing board and do things properly, the legislation has to be done and done properly so that we're not going back and forth and how it will favor the typical Nigerian. But my issue was always there was no need to put a timeline to it. And then there was lack of information. It was after they just had announced it, and it wasn't even like an announcement. It was in an interview where the secretary for the NELFON just said it in passing. It should have been a proper press statement to that effect.
That's
and say,
Mr. Sawyer.
Yeah, there should have been a proper.
It was like an afterthought.
Yes,
political.
There should have been a proper statement to it and highlight the particular reasons why this and this and this happened. That's it for me. You should at least accord us a little bit of respect.
Yeah, one of the biggest undoings of government after government is them not breaking information down.
Yeah.
They are actually doing themselves. Like in Nigerian English, they do yourself. Like Arayin and She, you are doing yourself.
Exactly.
You need to provide information. I remember a couple of years ago, especially in sports, I would pick my phone and start calling different football clubs, sporting associations, asking to be listed on their mailing list. Some of them would be like, mailing list? Don't you have a mailing list where you send out information on a regular?
And then they will say they have media, whatever.
So, some of them did, some of them didn't, some of them learned from those calls and emails that we sent. But every government should inundate people with
information. I agree.
Because it will come back to bite you
definitely
in
would.
the bing.
Any which way, so we're still talking about President Tinubu's doings.
Excuse me. Yeah. Still on
President Tinubu's doings, yes.
It's on our headline.
It's a lot of his
No,
doings.
That's why we said President
Is it
Tinubu's moves.
moves? Okay.
Moves.
Is it
Doings. My
doings.
own English.
Okay,
His
doings.
Yeah, doings is a
Doings is a
Gen Z thing.
because I was going to say it's not my. It's
What,
not.
what's the meaning of this?
Gen Z.
To me, it's a generational.
Yeah, it's a Gen Z
Feel.
The Gen Z is
I'm not Gen Z, so there's that
You know
one
what?
does not even. I'm not Gen Z, so.
But you're not here as well.
She just means
You're
Gen Z.
not on this side.
Why will I be on this
No,
side?
I only.
She means Gen
That's
Z.
a law.
Listen.
That's a law.
What?
She means Gen
That's
Z.
a law.
She means Gen Z
How?
by a few days.
Oh my God, that
She
is
did.
the law.
Yeah, just
Age
Three-
limit for Gen Z. What's it?
365 days before.
What's the
she
age
could have
limit?
been
What
a
is
Gen
the?
Z.
What is it?
You know?
What is the capturing age for Gen Z?
Ask her. She's close to
I don't know.
You already-
Any which way,
That's another topical.
President Tinubu's
Okay.
doings. Now, a lot of people have been giving the president knocks about him withdrawing the nomination of a particular person he had earlier nominated into the CBN board, the person of Ruby Owudiwe. Now, the general talk is that Dr. Ruby Owudiwe was that her nomination was withdrawn after it was found out that she was a huge supporter, or is a huge supporter, of Peter Obi. That is the Labour Party presidential candidate for 2023 elections.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
That's the doings.
No.
You
So
people
where's
don't
the
talk
doings
about
part
it.
of it?
He withdrew the
Was that
nomination.
the reason for the
pretty much.
pretty much? Yeah?
Pretty much.
Okay. How did we find that out?
He actually withdrawn it.
No, how
Number
did we,
one.
no about Ruby being part.
Oh,
she
it's not
is.
a it's
Okay.
not a hidden thing. She's all over social media. She was all over social media during the elections, talking a lot about the Labour Party, her support for Peter Obi,
How she delivered her
her
polling unit.
polling
This is-
unit and all that. Now there's a lot of people back and forth, and I remember seeing a tweet yesterday where someone had talked about how there were a lot of people going off. Why would the president that he's not the president of the whole nation, blah blah blah, that and all that. Someone else said, if Peter Obi was president, how would you like it if he nominated someone from APC?
Can I just hit
Because
you
also,
again?
let me
Okay,
because
sorry,
also
go
there are a lot of APC people on social media that are going on about how if the president continues this way, is basically rewarding people that were literally against him, but he was still going ahead to reward them.
It's a pity I can't stand up to express myself,
Okay,
Right?
you can.
but I can tell you straight away. Another jump before the talk. We should have done a lot of research. We should have found out all these things
Yes,
before we come out
I
to say,
agree.
Mrs. Ruby, this is what you're going to be doing for us. If somebody somewhere must be thinking, somebody somewhere must be in a position to say, Mr. President, this thing you want to do, this is what we are talking about. Let's take. So who is in charge of all that?
Yeah. So two things that I see with that.
Who is in charge
Number
of all
one
that?
is that let's even assume the president doesn't know this person, because I don't think the president knows a lot of these people. I won't be surprised if there are people that nominate. There are slots for this thing. It's the Southeast slot. So maybe somebody or some set of people had to pick up a name to nominate. Number one, I think somebody somewhere was being mischievous. Two, it might sound funny, maybe I don't know how it works, but I think because I would have thought that they would do a lot of background checks on this, even before even informing her,
diligence.
that the president wants to nominate you. By the time the name comes up, there should be a level of due diligence. Is the job of the DSS? Because they're always going on and forming like as if they are
Security checks or
they are the
something.
best in for this fried rice. What security checks did you do? Did you take it up? What is the office of the chief of staff to the president doing? Last I checked, he is the chief of the staff of the president, the head
Okay,
of the staff of the president.
so-
What are you doing?
So I'm going to take a different angle to this, and I've been preaching, and I'm going to continue preaching. It is time for governance. Let us leave politics aside. Politicians know what they are doing. Nyesom Wike is a card-carrying member of the PDP. Forget all the background gist or underground gist that you hear. Is a card-carrying member of the PDP. Nyesom Wike is a minister of the federal government today. In fact, directly representing the president in Abuja.
But we can also say that if we look at that angle, he was not in. He actually kind of, not like he campaigned for the president, but he kind of worked for the president.
That's why I said forget all the underground gist that you heard. Is he a card-carrying member of the PDP? Can you controvert that? Can you argue with that?
No, he didn't
Is
go
he
around
serving?
going on
That's
about
not-
how
that's
wonderful
not
the
my
PDP
point.
presidential
That's not my
candidate
point.
is.
I'm going to make my point. My point is that when it's time for governance, you don't really and shouldn't care too much. You must know how to balance things about someone's political leanings. Bosun Tijani is a serving, this is the second minister I'm pointing out, is a serving minister of the federal government in charge of ICT, communications and information technology.
Good.
Never supported Bola Tinubu. A known critic of Nigeria and the government. There are quotes from him that he had to defend, in the house during his screening. Do you get that? He's a minister today.
Yes.
He's one of Tinubu's best ministers.
No problem about
Nyesom
that.
Wike is one of Tinubu's best ministers.
Bingo. No problem about that.
My point is that if it gets to a point where a president that is believed to know everything about governance gets a nomination, maybe he got it for 5 seconds, or 5 minutes, 5 hours, or 5 days, or 5 weeks, and he takes that nomination to the next level by submitting it to the Senate through the Senate president, you shouldn't be withdrawing it. You should not be withdrawing it based on an excuse of her being a Peter Obi supporter.
Don't you think that would have meant that you should have done your due diligence?
Yeah, before you even get
before
to-
you before you
yes.
even pronounce that
Exactly.
person.
That's why, if you guys are listening,
that is where
I pick my
find
words carefully.
A
I
lot
said,
of
I
problem
said
in that.
Tokumbo. I said
A lot of problem in
Tokumbo.
that.
Tokumbo. I
Go
said,
ahead, Shola, I'm listening.
I said if he has had that name
Yeah.
for 5 seconds,
Yeah.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
5 hours, 5 days, 5 months,
Yeah.
he should have known the name he was pushing out. He personally delivered the name to the Senate president, didn't he? So, for whatever angle the lady's name came from, for you as president to have nominated her, leave it there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
my point.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
Okay. But my
That-
own thought is
that even
before you even
That's
nominated.
that's why I said 5 minutes. You are not getting the logic behind.
No, I can't get that logic easily because
I am
honestly,
going-
I'm
let me
very
explain.
impatient with this idea.
Let me
Why would
explain.
you? Why
Can I
would
ex-
you?
No,
why
Tokumbo,
would
can I
you do
explain?
this?
Wait,
And then
wait,
you
can
go
we
back.
hold on?
You go
Can we
back.
hold on?
You
Tokumbo,
go back.
can
I think you're
and you
saying the
say-
same thing. You need to
We're
listen.
saying the
Hold on.
same thing.
Okay, go on.
I'm saying that I am the president of Nigeria now.
Yes.
And they said this is our nominee from the Southeast
Uh-huh.
for CBN.
Uh-huh.
And for no matter how long I have had the name on my desk,
Uh-huh.
it is my job as the president to call my team to say,
To run a search or
look
something.
at this person from every
Fantastic.
angle. That's why I
Okay.
said 5
Okay.
minutes,
Okay.
5 hours, or 5 days.
You have enough
or
time.
5 weeks or 5
Okay,
months.
okay,
I
okay,
deliberately used those analogies
Okay.
to push that if I'm going to employ someone, I should be able to go through it.
Okay, apologies.
So
yes, I get
that's
you.
my point.
I get you.
So what I'm saying in essence is that even at that, even if she is a Peter Obi supporter, I can show you examples of in Nigerian politics When Obasanjo became president, he claimed he wanted to run a government of national unity. And believe it or not, members of the opposition were supposed to nominate people to become ministers. Even when they were foot dragging about it, Obasanjo went and picked their children and their relatives. There's a lady that was picked from Ogun State to become a minister. Barely how many months after, she started campaigning as a PDP person and she became a PDP person. Forgetting that her father was AD.
Yeah, okay.
These are facts.
Yeah.
So, who is to say that this lady, although we're expecting the CBN people to be non-partisan,
Yeah.
but who is to say, because even when we say non-partisan, we all know that after all, a CBN governor contested for president on the bill of the APC.
Okay.
He shall bought form.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yes.
100 million naira form.
He bought form. It wasn't bought for him.
Either they are
No,
doing
it wasn't. It was bought for his friends. His friends.
I was going to say
he shall bought form.
It was bought for him.
The Tinubu that is president today.
But somebody bought form for him.
So what's the difference?
No, go ahead, Shola. No, just needed to.
Did Tinubu buy nomination form?
No, let's just go.
Emefiele too bought form.
I got you.
So
they didn't buy for
they are
him.
expected to be neutral. It's the same way they tell you civil service are neutral. It's a lie. It's the biggest lie in the history of Nigeria. Oh, the civil servants, they are neutral. Who told you? They are all partisan. All of them. From state to local government to federal.
Yeah.
Come and argue with me. So, CBN is supposed to be neutral.
Listening.
We get it. Look at it now. Chukwuma Charles Soludo, governor of Anambra, former CBN governor. Adebayo, Adelabu, former CBN deputy governor. Where is he now? What's that? Accord Party, APC, back to APC, Abi? Do you understand? So, if they are neutral during their tenure, they eventually become biased and partisan. So, this lady, in my opinion, should have been allowed, even if it's just for optics. Allow her, and she could have actually become a person that says, oh, you know, I haven't worked closely with the president. Yeah. I see what he's doing. I am now APC. I am now Tinubu. I am now whatever. She could actually say it. You know, she could have said it. So, again, I like that Tinubu knows, oh, I can pull something back and go forward. But it's becoming one too many.
Yes, it's not the first time. It's
my
unnecessary.
Point.
I think that is unnecessary. The truth is that I don't think that, especially with when looking at the politics side of it, it probably would anger a few people, especially the fact that we've seen, like he had said, we've seen the president pick out or nominate a few people that are not his people.
True, yeah.
So funny enough, when I saw this and there was talks of her being a Labour Party, I wasn't surprised because it's not the first time the president nominated people that are not. Do you understand? But is this withdrawing that I have a problem with? Yeah. If your party people had a problem with it, if senators had a problem with it, I will still keep going back. What is the job of the office of the chief of staff?
That is just Idolupo. Somebody needs to stand up and start working fast.
Because
just a minute. Because for me, it's not just, it's quite embarrassing.
Yes, it's embarrassing. I remember when a few weeks ago when there was a huge talk against the president's chief of staff, that the president had gone on and said this is the person he's picked and he feels that he's doing a great job, and gave a vote of confidence. Uncle, you're not looking like that vote of confidence is working. I think that Femi Gbajabiamila was a fantastic speaker. So I can't juxtapose that person to the person that has an office that is looking very incompetent.
Tokunbo and Dolupo still staying in line of presidents nominating people for appointments. Former President Buhari nominated one of his special assistants or advisors for a role in INEC. Yeah. APC had majority in the House. Loretta Onoche was nominated and rejected in the House. That's another angle that Mr. President Tinubu should look at, please. You can't. Let me be honest with you. Like, let's paint a scenario.
Everything can all be political.
Let's paint a scenario. You're President Tinubu. You call up the top supporters in the Southeast and say, give me a name of a nominee for CBN to represent the Southeast in the board of the CBN. And they give you Ruby Onwudiwe. And because you trust those people, you put her name out. And you send it to the Senate. Is it not supposed to be cleared by Senate? Abi? Do you understand? And when all this brouhaha starts, and they're like, no, she's a strong Peter Obi supporter. I'm talking politics now. I was like, okay, no problem. Majority leader, Senator this and Senator that. You people should go against me in the House. Don't clear my nominee. And I'll pick another person that after all, I put someone there and you didn't accept the person. Is that not even better? You don't understand.
You could have just.
Do you see that politics?
Even the senators could have not even voiced that. All they needed to do is reject the person.
So this person, for this reason, we're not pushing you forward. True. And the person will be like, okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
no
they're
problem.
probably
I'll bring
I'll
bring another name. Yeah. It's politics that we're talking about.
I understand you.
No, you people
and
should,
also
you people should not get me started on this politics.
Wait. There's also an
We're already
angle
starting on it now.
Wait.
The fact is they should think before they jump.
Sorry. There's an angle
thinking.
that everybody's not talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I saw a few of this lady's tweets and her support for Labour Party and how she believes in Peter Obi.
Okay.
Yeah? I'm sorry. I don't think that I would totally believe in the presidency of someone so much, even if the person does not win. With her, with the way she was very vocal about it.
She was kind of like an extremist.
Extremist on that thing. I also think that at times, I don't know, maybe people don't have principles.
Okay.
If I were her, once I was even contacted, I won't take the job. I'm sorry.
What exactly can you give a?
We said she was like an extremist.
She was all over. It was Peter Obi and nothing else.
It's almost like
that's my own personal opinion.
It's almost like
I would take it.
It's almost like Peter Obi is president, and Bayo Ononuga is nominated to Peter Obi's government.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you expect Bayo to do?
Jonathan, as much as yes, they shouldn't have nominated her. They shouldn't have done all this. I get it.
In fact, if I was
on her own part, she's not this particular post. Someone was already nominated, but he had a job, I think, with the UN, and he declined. It's not a big deal to decline.
If I was that lady,
I'm not sure I want to work with someone that I didn't believe in.
Oh, they invited me to join them. I can't do it. I don't trust them.
Exactly.
You score cheap political points.
Unfortunately, Auntie agrees
politics
to it.
again.
Yeah, politics.
Now let's go back to it.
Everybody
Everybody wants appointment. That also shows that do we really believe in everything? It's just mouth.
We have plenty stories to run through.
It's just mouth. Anyway, moving on from that. Moving from President Tinubu's doings.
No more doings.
Olubadan of Ibadan. The evil people have done their worst.
The evil people.
They have done their worst.
It's with a heavy heart that we announce the passing
of the Olubadan of Ibadan at just young age of 81.
2 years old. Only 2 years. You know, which was 4 days ago. He had clocked 2 years on the throne of his ancestors. Just 4 days ago. And 4 days after, you know,
the evil people.
They struck. May his soul rest in perfect peace. On serious terms, we have discussed the system of you know, selecting an Olubadan. It is unique.
Very.
I don't think any part of the world has it. I don't know how they came up with it, but it is working. It has worked for decades.
Still working.
and it's still working, and it always ensures that an older, wiser, respectable person usually becomes the Olubadan.
Okay, so talking about that, Baba T says they need to change the system of picking the Olubadan. The next Olubadan Ladoja is 81. So apparently, sir, a little bit of correction. He is not the next Olubadan. The next Olubadan is High Chief Owolabi Olakulehin.
Yeah. So
based on the
system.
The system.
Yes.
yeah, you know, there are two.
I
there are
think,
two.
I think
there are
people
two
should be
lines.
lectured about the system.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are two lines.
Yes.
There are two lines, and when you pick an Olubadan from this side, the next line provides the Otto Olubadan, who is going to be the next Olubadan. So when that Otto Olubadan now becomes Olubadan, this side already have the Otto Balogun.
Okay.
You get who now becomes Otto Olubadan. So there's always a movement up. Then you have the Kyari, Qatar, Olubadan.
Everybody knows their.
So they just move up.
They move
so
up.
each family has, each clan has a Mogaji. When they choose the Mogaji amongst them, it's not necessarily the oldest person, but it's the anointed one. So when he becomes the Mogaji, he now takes a position on the list of hierarchy.
Like they call it, it's a standby.
Yeah. You know, it takes a list. Yeah, you can say that. So when there's a movement at the top, everybody starts to shuffle.
Everybody shit. So,
Yeah. You
so
said earlier, Dolupo was saying about 40
40
steps.
about 40 or 42 steps, yes,
Steps.
to it. So everybody knows their level. So at the moment, just wanted to put it out there, it is all things being equal, High Chief Owolabi Olakulehin is supposed to be the next Olubadan.
Which makes
Ibadan.
Chief Rashid Adewolu Ladoja
Yes,
the Otun Olubadan.
is Otto Olubadan. So according to also Babati said Olakulehin is 84 years old.
Yes.
Older than
Yes.
Ladoja.
It's
Or
even-
81. I thought Ladoja was about 79. I'm not sure.
It makes him older than the king,
The
that,
king
just,
that
died
just died.
yesterday.
But I get your point exactly. The idea that they're always old people.
Excuse me.
At this point,
81, you said?
he's 84 as we speak. But you never can say there was an Olubadan before that, two Olubadans before. He was in his 80s and he was there till he was 102. So you never can say. Any which way.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
Long live the king. He's supposed to be buried about this time right now, about 4 p.m. West African time in Ibadan, Oyo State.
84.
No, 81. The one that is buried. is
84.
The one that is going.
The incoming.
Yeah, the incoming.
The
is
young
84.
incoming king.
Young incoming one. Very vibrant. Energetic king is coming at it. Why are you looking at me for?
84.
Anyway, the president has is also a lot of people around the country is also mourning the demise of the Olubadan of Ibadan. Interestingly, he's a very, very popular person. He also used to be a senator, so he's not just he's very nationalistic. He's been really popular for a while. So I think that on that note, we will be able to I'm not sure we'll be able to take any more stories. But the customs have intercepted arms and military uniforms at Lagos Port.
Hey, that's one.
That's one.
No, can I
Please,
speak
one-
Yoruba?
30 seconds.
Koye mi mo.
At this point.
As we try to get out of one, 10 things are also happening.
I think that at
Security
times,
issues,
I
right?
think that those things never stopped. I think that there's
Come
just
on,
more light.
how?
No. Funny enough, I think that there's just more awareness and a lot of people are now doing their jobs. I don't think more of these things are coming in. My personal opinion.
We have another comment before we leave.
Okay. Peterman said, now so they elect Olubadan like politician every 4 to 8 years be that. This one, every 2 years. I think the one before that was
No,
about 4
it's
years.
not
Now
that.
it's 2 years. It was just 2 years. So at this point,
Let's revert the institution.
You cannot.
it
touch
is what it is. I the one that killed him.
Ibadan people, then we fight you.
Let's revert this.
Are you the
situation.
one that killed
Let's
him?
revert this.
Oh,
situation.
revert. Oh yeah.
Hey, but it's the
Let's
killed him. Is
revert.
it our fault?
No, let's revert this.
So you don't know this person might still do like 6 months because I actually read it. There was actually a particular Olubadan that did just 3 months.
Yeah,
For the
so
man
you know, it's still history and it's still culture and tradition.
It is culture and
And
tradition.
It's interesting though, very interesting.
Look at one of the most painful aspects for me as a person, as a Yoruba person and a Nigerian. We lost a top king, and it's been almost 2 years.
Yes, Alafin. There's
And
still
there's
no
no
Alafin
replacement.
yet.
2
So
years.
maybe it's time for others to look into what the
years.
the Ibadan does.
That empire is big.
Maybe so nobody's fighting anything.
It's
Okay,
big.
so the cut-off age for Olubadan. Okay,
What did they say?
let's be going.
What
Let's
did
go
they
and
say?
be going.
Peter Man says the cutoff age for the Olubadan is 81.
I don't know about that one though.
So-
We are going.
We're going.
We're
So
going.
it's
Before-
under 90 that we are playing.
Before we turn it
Under
into
90.
yeah, please.
Okay, on that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for the comments. We'll be back again on Monday with another wonderful edition of the bar. Like I said, we're so sorry for yesterday. The internet really did
Tokumbo cut
affect
the cable.
everybody. It was really bad.
Underground
But so that's
This-
it. We'll be
this-
back again.
The
Bye.
seabed. The seabed. I don't know what I'm looking for.